Welcome to the Winner Circle on this More Than Just Money movement channel. If you're wondering why we're laughing, we were just having a discussion about the number of episodes we've shot so far on the Winner Circle on this More Than Just Money movement channel. We started dropping last year, and I made you a promise and said we are going to be dropping an episode every single Monday on the Winner Circle. And if you're watching this for the first time, please click on that subscribe button, click on the notifications bell. I'm sure you're going to enjoy this conversation. So comment, let us know what your thoughts are. And also share this video so that it can reach more people. Now, this is the first time we actually do a part 2 of any of the conversations we've had. I hope you are going to be enjoying this part 2 with Busi Selesho. We did an episode with her earlier in the year, and we talked about how she got out of 40 million rand debt. But before we even discussed that, we discussed how she even got into it. You know, I see a nice bag there. She said she didn't even buy a nice bag then, but she had 40 million of debt. Welcome back, sis.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thanks for making time again. For the people that are part of our community, and the people that are part of the Winner Circle and that are tuning in. And I just wanted us to have a conversation building up to the one that we had previously. You know, I'm sure if you haven't seen a story, guys, please search Busi Selesho on the channel and watch her episode. And then now I want us to look into a conversation that a lot of people don't look at. You know, you were in business, you got into debt, you got out of debt, you were married, you had a relationship, obviously. You know, and I'm thinking a lot of people that do get into debt and get out of debt and get into more debt and get out of more debt have somebody that's sitting on the sideline or is with them watching this frenzy that's taking place with the debt. Yes. So what's the story, Vele? Do relationships actually survive that thing?
Yeah, well, you know, before I became a money coach, I did not think it was that bad. And when I started my work, I had to do research. I had to find out information, and the data is bad. 80% of marriages that end is because of money. And it's either you have it or you don't, but it's money.
But that statement, because of money, are there things that you've seen that are actually quite specific? You know, somebody can say, no, it's because of money. But they don't say, Uguti, what did money do specifically?
So 2 things. Well, you know, relationships are mostly about 2 people working together, coming together. And if these 2 people are not working together, if they are working together, it normally shows in terms of money. Other than they have another arrangement, which is then does not involve them working together, which normally works better in terms of keeping the relationship good. But if these people got together to work together, normally it will show around how much money they are making or what things are they achieving. So you will talk about your power couple. We'll talk about people who will say we met when we were young and we built together, and today we've got an amazing legacy that we've built together. So most of the time people are getting into relationships to build together because really, specifically marriage, not just partnerships in terms of we are in a relationship but we are not married. But marriage was a concept of making sure that economics can work. So the first day people got married, it was because we needed to make sure that the Mdaka family and the Sbego family can work together. So we're going to take the child from this side, we're going to take from the child from this side, and we're going to put them together so that they can preserve the wealth from this side and from this side. At that time, people were actually put together. It was arranged marriage for the purposes of taking care of the wealth, taking care of the family name, taking care of whatever that they wanted to make sure that continues between these 2 families. And it will be mostly like in royal families, but also everybody else will just get married for the purpose of building wealth and making sure the economics work. And then, of course, the governments looked at it and they were like, okay, fine. If there's 2 people that are coming together, they're going to be able to afford more things. So let us make this laws that goes with marriage. So you will have in community of property, out of community of property. The government really took attention to that because it made their system of taxes and all of that counts. And now, if you are married, you pay less tax, by the way. And if you are single, you pay a little bit more because everybody there was a recommendation that you must get married. It's much more easy to manage the people when they are married. Then again, in the African concept, then there will be like a man that will take care of 5 wives. Then that is an arrangement again that makes more sense. Then this man is making sure that all the kids have, a direction and economic ability to survive because at that time women were not working. So there will be a man who will be taking care of 5 families if he can, of course, the one that could. So always marriage and relationships were about building. But at this point in time, things have changed so much. So a lot of people will still want to build, but then the building is not working and then the marriage ends.
So when we say that 80% of marriages end in divorce because of finances, right? Is it mainly because there's not enough finances or because there's too much money?
It's both ways.
And one party feels like I don't need to be part of this because of
both ways. So if we don't have enough money, it ends.
If the motive was we're coming together without even saying it, we're coming together because we're building more wealth together.
Mm-hmm.
Why would anyone divorce when they have more?
Okay, so now that is a good question. Remember I said to you, before all this thing involved love, it was just about the money, right? So nobody was expecting anybody to love the other person. We knew why we were getting married. If me and you were getting married, our parents would choose us when we were 5.
It was about power and influence.
Yes. So when I was 5, then of course my parents would look at me. Okay, she loves these things. That boy loves that thing. They will look around. They will shop around the families. There will be meetings. They will sit down and they will look which child will fit in with another child while we are growing. So when we're about 12, then they will make that meeting or saying, okay, this is your partner. And then, of course, we will still continue living our lives. And then, of course, at that whatever age, 20, 18, then the marriage will happen. But those 2 people knew, they were told that this is not about anything. This is about you getting there and making this work. So those people, all arranged marriages, they last longer than anything because we all know what's the purpose. Mm-hmm. So you could look at the statistics. Arranged marriages have always worked better.
So taking it back to the Black community and looking at how Black society was structured, maybe perhaps in the South African context, we can even say during apartheid and after apartheid.
Yeah.
And how people have been affected by the presence of and the lack of money. How have things been?
So now let's look at South Africa after apartheid. Okay.
Yeah. So after 94.
After 94.
Yeah.
So before 94, our fathers left home. I mean, that's why we have so much problems around money because our fathers left and went to Joburg and never came back. So we basically lost our parents because they were looking for money. So like money is such a bad thing for us because like it took our family. It caused us to be abandoned by our parents. So then, of course, they went to Joburg, and then they will send money, and then whenever, maybe once in December, whenever, they will come back home, and there will be some 2-3 weeks they are home, but then they will just disappear again. Then after 94, I mean, those communities are still going through that whole thing of everybody going to Joburg. But let's talk about people in Joburg. So now we have people who were in their 70s. Their story is totally different. Let's look at the 80s.
70s as in born in the 70s?
Born in the 70s,
sure.
Yes. So these are the people that are like late 40s, early 50s.
Uh-huh.
They still have a very good respect for their home setup. So even if they don't feel like you making enough money, they will stay, not because of the money, and they will stay because of the kids. They will stay because it is a status in the community. If I get, divorced, like people are gonna look at me like I'm the crazy one. So they still care about those values, and it's still about just building communities. It's not about I want what I want. Then you look at the 80s. The 80s are going through the lot. They are between the two, and it's horrible for them. So yeah, they're going through a lot. Then the 90s, they are now saying, I don't want. They're talking about vibes. Like he's giving broke vibes. She's giving broke vibes. What
are those the 80s?
The 90s.
The 90s. Okay.
Yeah, the 80s. Shame. The 80s good. It's hard. It's hard.
What?
The 80s. Remember, the 80s are trying to live the previous life, and they're trying to get on with the new, which is the latest status of how relationships are working now. So for them, they're not sure really where to go. Do I choose a community-based? I am going to stay here no matter what, and whatever happens, I am here for the sake of building a name for the family, or building, that whole cultural stuff, or am I here for myself?
Does this thing still exist though?
What?
The building a name.
Yeah, no, like if you are born in the 70s, it definitely
Let's just maybe forget where we are born for now, right? Because obviously someone who's in the 70s, even if they get married now, they're not really starting a new family.
Well, they are keeping one.
They're keeping one.
And they're giving birth to somebody.
And I'm talking about,
okay, let's talk about the 90s.
Somebody wants to get married now. Let me just put it this way. Someone who's within marriageable age.
Which is the 90s.
And marriageable age, I mean, they'll get married together, then they'll start a family.
Yes.
They're from the same era, whether 2000s or 90s or 80s, or maybe a bit of 70s if they're able to start a family. Then, if someone is saying, I'm starting a family, now, what are the benefits now? Yes, back then it was, we're growing the family legacy. We're getting married because as a woman, I can see that you can contribute to the genes of my kids, and I can contribute same, and we can build a legacy for a family, and so on and so forth. But nowadays, when you look at it and also look at the aspect of money, and you look at the culture of how things are in terms of how Black people generally deal with money now, why would anyone say, I want to get married?
That's why I said, when we started, we talked about the fact that 80% of marriages now, they're ending because of money. So, because there isn't any other reason other than money. So now, when a person is getting married, there is that thing of attraction, which we all know that attraction period does not last long unless you found a soulmate, which is something totally different from just finding a partner. So a soulmate is somebody who's more spiritual and somebody who's just going to click into your life, and you're just never going to ever see them as another human being. It's more like we are the same person. Now, very little people... very little people... all of us have that chance. And I mean, I do astrology readings. And when I'm reading a chart of a person, I will see when the soulmate is supposed to come into their lives. And before that time, nobody will just find people who are helping you understand yourself, so that when the day of your soulmate comes through, you have enough understanding of who you are. Because relationships are just literally a person who is a mirror of who you are. And they help you to develop more advanced than any other relationship you will ever have. So if you are getting into a relationship today, 2 weeks later, you are in another one, you are just learning enough things. You are getting there, you're going to graduate and find your soulmate. So until you find your soulmate.
Okay.
Until you find your soulmate, you are in school. And well, people don't want to, we're not taught us these things, right? So I have just some of this knowledge because I've done a lot of spiritual learnings, and so
people must just date. But like, you can learn, it's like playing soccer. I mean, based on what you're saying, playing soccer, you can learn or improve while you're sitting on the sideline.
Yeah, no, you must be inside. You must be in there to play. Yes.
So you're saying for someone to eventually find themselves at a level where they find their soulmate and connect, they have to be dating or seeing other people.
Yeah.
But Doesn't that now raise the question that people can actually get traumatized before
Yes.
they even find
So
that person?
let's discuss that. So there's two things that can happen, right? You understand, my soulmate is coming when I'm 45. You just chill until you're 45. There you're saying, I don't want the drama. I'm not interested in the drama. But really, are you benefiting to life? Because every other time you meet a person, you're going to learn how to do some things. And, every time it gets worse before it gets better. So if you're going to the gym, you can't get to the gym and sit on the couch and then walk out and hope that you have a six-pack. Sometimes the gym will feel like you're dying. So those relationships are important for you to learn. But then every other time, what people do is that they do not go into the relationship for the learning purposes. They go to the relationship because I want somebody who can pay my bills. I want somebody who can, like...
They also say they get into the relationship to get married.
Yes, but why are they really getting married? Because I'm bored.
Maybe
Because I'm lonely. Maybe it's financial.
What if it's financial? Because remember you said back in the day, some of the arranged marriages would happen because one recognizes that one family is financially strong, this family is financially strong. And perhaps some people in their journey, they're saying, I'm looking for that person that's financially strong, that I can mate with and get married to and build a family. Even if I don't love them, it's fine.
Yeah. And then the other person is looking for what? So if the other person is looking for something you do have, if the chances are if you are the one who's looking for the money, then you are broke, right?
It's possible to look for money while you have money.
Well, let's just say 90% of the time, if you are really getting into a relationship just because of money, you must have been the one without it. So the other person has the money and they have enough, they don't mind sharing.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
It's fine.
So they don't mind sharing.
You can take it. Can cancel it. Yeah.
Hi.
Give it to Nico. He'll be your PA and answer the phone.
No problem. Good. So the one that is looking for the financial stability is, and it's not a problem. I always say to people, it's not a problem. You should be very clear what you want. But then you should be very clear about what you're giving. So if you are not the one with the financial, you must have something that the other person needs, because everybody has a need in life. But then that is the whole point, that the one who has the money, they are not willing to give anything. That's why the marriage ends.
It's quite interesting because, it speaks to what you're saying is, if somebody is the one with the money, chances are they are not looking to marry because of the money. But what if the person who has the money is a woman?
Well, there are women. Every morning I have sessions every day, 7 people a day. And I tell you, about 60-70% of those women, their problem is that they have the money, and then the money is causing them to find the wrong relationships according to them.
Why are they finding the wrong relationship?
Because
remember you said, if somebody has got the money, they are looking for just the relationship. Maybe perhaps they're not looking to date because of money.
Yes.
So could it be that if the person is female, then it becomes difficult for them to find the person because the men become opportunistic or what?
Okay, so at any point, there has to be a need and a demand and a supply type of thing, right?
Yeah, take us through that.
So should we talk about a man? Let's talk about both.
But let's start with the woman.
Okay.
Because I want to understand the side of both.
Yeah.
Maybe paint a picture for somebody who's watching. Perhaps someone is most of the people who watch here are business people, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean if you have money, you'll have a partner.
No.
Sometimes having money can be the reason you don't even have a partner.
That is literally at this point the main reason. Okay, so let's talk about the woman. She's got her money. She's okay. She can afford stuff. She's fine. But then, because she has a need, remember, money is one thing. You have, when we do life coaching, we look at the cycle of life, which has got about 7 elements, plus or minus. So we've got money, we've got physical health, we've got career, we've got mental strength, we've got relationships, we've got spirituality, you see. all these things are there. So let's say this woman, she grew up with a father that wasn't present, right? So her emotional state is not at peak, but she was able to go and fight for her life and was able to get a proper career, became a professional at something, and now she's got money, she's got a car, a house, and everything else. But emotionally, she is lacking so many other things. She might have mother issues, father issues, she might have abandonment issues, she might have all these kind of things that she hasn't gotten the time to work on. Now, that means that she doesn't have a money need, but she's got an emotional need, right? There comes somebody. Uma ngabe uthengisa incwadi yakho witness ethi it's more than just money. You know who is the target market. It is people who are looking for money but with a better life, not just for money. So now there is somebody who then notices, but hey man, there's a person who has an emotional need. And me now, I am willing to give value in that way. I will give the emotional. Yes. I will give the emotional part. I will take care of the emotional part. So normally what will happen is that this woman will then automatically be attracted to this guy who does not have money but have emotional help. All right. But then what will normally happen is that two things will happen is that the woman then will start her healing journey. Problems have started now. She started healing journey. What is she healing? The emotional void.
Yes.
One day she wakes up, the emotional void is gone. Then what?
Exactly.
Exactly. In my house. What do you want here? So, Sbusiso now has a problem because Sbusiso naye, what he should have done is that when he gets into this situation, he sees that this is an
He
emotional.
must heal his financial problems.
Heal his financial problems as quickly as possible.
Yes.
By the time Busi is done healing her emotional problems, he should be correct so that at that point, what normally will happen is that both of them would have leveled up. We would say these two people have leveled up. This other one have leveled up with this money. Yes. Normally, these women will give you money to start a business. They will go and get you loans. They will make sure go to whatever you want in terms of money, they are giving it to you. But you will be providing all these emotional needs. So take the money and use your head as quickly as possible. Build something. The day she gets rid of her emotional...
But how do you build? The fact that you don't have money means you don't know how to build.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point. To get healing. Get healing. She is healing, Naya Angit. Now I get healing. Then you get...
Do you think they know that they're sick? Bella, saying get healing, right? And I've heard this a lot. It says, get healing. What if the person doesn't know they're sick?
Well, I mean, then they're going to have a problem once this one wakes up. If she ever wakes up, because then...
And does she even know she needs healing?
Aha. So, I mean, you have done this podcast. There's 10,000 people who are watching this podcast. So, I mean, God knows why you're doing this. And then this is a person who's just like, oh, well, I'm just watching my YouTube. And then Witness comes about and Witness, I like him. And then, oh my goodness, this sounds like my life. And then that person realized, oh, I'm always trying to get in a relationship and all these men try to take my money and run away. Oh, I must have emotional issues that are connecting me with the people who can survive, who can give me the emotional comfort while they get paid for it. Because most...
it's an exchange.
It is.
But it's not a relationship.
Well, I mean, it's a relationship you're learning. Remember, I said to you, before you find your soulmate, you must be learning something.
Maybe you're learning that you need to heal.
Yes, because now all of a sudden you will see that this person is not giving you the rest of the 7 elements. It's just concentrating on the part that was a huge problem for you.
It's not an all-round.
Yes, it's not giving me everything. They're just concentrating on keeping me calm. And I enjoyed that until I realized that, man, I can, because that will also affect other areas in your life. Then you will start the healing process. When you're doing the healing process, then you'll notice, then we'll start calling people narcissists and all of those kind of stuff. That is how...
It doesn't exist, that thing.
No, it does. It does. And that is why a person who will see your weakness and go in because of your weakness will be called that because they are looking to benefit from your weakness, which is not a big deal if really they are feeling that need. So let's take the man with the money and the woman without the money.
Yeah.
Same story, right?
Yes, we dealt with the women with money, which there are very few.
No, what do you?
Well, statistics, not opinion.
Oh,
Statistically, men have more money than women.
more men have money.
Yeah.
Well,
Statistics is
yeah.
not me. It's
Well,
not chauvinistic.
change it a little
It's just the
bit,
truth. But
it's true.
let's, yeah, well.
Okay.
Just now you say I'm chauvinistic. Eh? The truth is there. Stats.
Okay.
Hey, I caught you
Okay.
there. I caught you.
I know those things, but I'm just like, I mean, I would love to look at them at the end.
But you know what the problem is, ne? In society right now?
Yeah.
There's too much opinion about a lot of things.
About a lot of stuff.
Yeah, people will say women have more money,
where are you?
women have more houses.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, I deal with women because I'm a guy. I'm yet to meet women that have more money than guys.
You haven't met women who have got more money than guys.
Hear me.
Yes.
Of course, there are.
Yes.
Ne?
Yes.
However, I don't know which part of society where there's more broke men you would be living in for you to say women have more money than men.
Really?
Well, here's the thing. Women have more money than men, but very few women have more money than men. It's anomalies.
Okay.
There's a reason why gender equality was introduced in the first place.
True. Very true.
Do you understand?
Very true.
And I think sometimes we sit with opinions without necessarily...
Well, I totally agree with you because in South Africa, we have more women-headed households.
Yes.
We've always had more headed households. And those women don't have money, but they can afford to take their child and put them in a good school. And
my mother's household was a woman-headed household.
So,
but it doesn't mean she had more money than men.
Exactly.
She just knew how to provide.
I'm saying most women know how to make sure that the kids survive. And they don't have money, like extra money, like it's all over the place, but they just have enough to make sure that their kids are taken care of. So they are more stable in terms of can they provide, but they don't have extra cash lying around, which men normally will have.
Men have extra cash. That's why they're the ones who buying alcohol in the clubs.
Exactly. True.
Well, I'm not saying that's how it's supposed to be, but that's what's happening.
Very
right?
true.
Maybe
they are not having people to take care of because the women are taking care of the children.
Well, it's quite debatable. No, you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, yes, that's true. Because a lot of men obviously do not look after their children. Those who, in most households where the female is the one who's head of the household, there's a man who's obviously absent or has passed on or is in jail.
Or he's just enjoying his man.
Well, I don't know a lot of them. Well,
I do know them.
You know them. What I'm saying is, sometimes that's why I said opinion.
Yes.
We can be spoiled by what we've been exposed to.
True.
You know, a lot of the times when I hear people say, men run away.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Obviously, I was raised by a single parent.
Yes.
It's one aspect of my life.
Yeah.
Then growing up, I've been exposed to
the
men
side,
that are providers.
Yes.
Men that are involved.
Yes.
Men that are taking care of their kids. So when you say that to me, I'm like, where are these men that are not taking care of their kids? And I'm not saying they don't exist.
Like we've agreed that we're gonna agree on states.
Yes.
Men have money, have disposable income, extra income, but also most households are being taken care by women. So I mean, if I'm taking care of every child in this house, the fella won't have money. It makes sense.
Yes. I told you women don't have money. But anyway, let's talk about the men that have money versus the woman that doesn't.
So now he has the cash and she has, whatever asset he is looking for. Again, it is not a relationship of saying, let us come build together. It's a need and supply type of thing. So what does the man want? He wants somebody who he can show off. He wants somebody who can acknowledge his emotional needs. Bow to me, make sure that you listen to what I say, do as I say, then I will pay you for it.
Yo, why are you putting it like that?
But we said the woman is paying for it.
Oh, it's an exchange.
Yes, remember we said that this one, she's got the money, and he says, "Oh, I need a loan." She runs and gets a loan, gives him the money. Oh, now I need a car. She runs, buys the car, gives it to him. I mean, there are women who will at the restaurant give the man the card for him to pay with it, so that
for him to look like he's got money.
Yes, because she knows he is providing her the emotional need she needs. The father she lost, he is there for that purpose. So it's a payment, right? It is an exchange.
I'm tempted to say something.
What to
To say, at what level of emotional breakdown would the woman be to want to give the man the money to act like it's his money, right? And then to what level of broken ego, let me put it that way, would the man need to be to accept that kind of situation? Where I sit and say, I'm going to act like I have something I don't have.
Yeah, true. It happens every day, everywhere. So the problem is this. We all don't know that we are bleeding from something. So we are just trying to make it work. But if we could be truthful, we could actually be like, okay, did I just, can I just go to therapy rather than, doing this? Rather than letting my manhood be done this too, can we just go and heal? I do ayahuasca ceremonies, I do all those kind of things. I see men who come in and they clean out their system, they clean out their past, they clean out their emotions, and they come out, they go and get work, they go and get a good deal, they go and start a good business, and they come out of those relationships.
But, okay, then in situations where the man has money and the woman does not have money, right? But maybe the woman is beauty, babe.
Yeah, of course. You must use what you've got. Definitely.
She's using what she has.
Yes, it's an exchange.
And then in some instances, the woman does not have beauty, but still gets
she's got something
that she's giving to the man.
Yes. She might be giving the owner.
And it's possible that those two people eventually get married and lead a household.
Yes.
But that void is still there.
And then the day the woman finds the money, what happens?
She's got her own money.
Well, she might find another man who's got more money than this one, which normally happens at all.
But let's say she finds her own money.
She finds her own money.
You've seen situations like that in your work.
It happens.
Where now the woman
normally
elevates.
For women, once that they start on that foot from day one, they just level up in terms of finding the one with the more money.
Really?
Yeah.
So if she finds James today, James is providing.
Yeah, and she's already looking for Peter.
Then what's the purpose of marriage then?
Because if I divorce, I get more money. You don't know all these.
I've seen, but
they say there's one woman. I think it's what her name is. She wrote many books back then. She used to say every time I divorce, I keep the house. And she divorced so many times, and she was literally just out there for that.
So what kind of men is she marrying that don't know what a prenup is?
No. Remember, if you have any, now let's talk about rich men. Like seriously rich men. Seriously rich men do not mind giving their money, and they want to give it.
Yeah, this statement is debatable. Seriously.
Let me explain.
Bella,
let me explain.
Explain, yeah.
Okay, so normally, when you have enough of something, you don't worry about it because you know how to get it. So you remember you don't have lack of this thing. So getting it, so a man will go in and find that we're going to use that word, which is amazing word, which means powerful women that are really powerful slay queens. Will go and look for what specifically. And now a masculine man that has a lot of understanding how to get their money will go and look for a woman that will want that money, because men don't make money for building a house, for taking care of children or anything. Men make money for power. So that is why men can make more money than women, because it has got more vibration for them. Women just
We're back at that.
Yes, women just make money just so that my kids have money. Women will never make money for a Lamborghini. Like, there's no woman, very, very few masculine women who will do that.
Yeah,
but
you see,
the
let me
most
tell-
women...
You know what I think?
Mm.
And you'll correct me here.
Mm.
What I know and what I've seen. Obviously, a stable man that's in the family that loves his wife, when they divorce, the wife will obviously keep the home and stuff. It's obvious.
Yeah.
Well, not obvious every time, but majority of the time.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
But what I've also seen, men who build wealth usually have a family. Usually. Single men most of the time. Actually, single men are actually poorer than single women.
True story.
If we be...
And married women are more normally broker than single women.
Well, if you've got a rich husband, you'll be richer than the single woman. Automatically. All right.
Okay.
Automatically.
All right.
I don't
Sorry.
if I marry someone and I'm rich, I don't imagine any woman being richer than them.
Because there is money for both of us.
There's a flow. And I've heard that statement before and I've debated it in my mind.
And there's this data for it.
Yeah, people say married women have less money than
single. Yes, there's data.
Have you seen single women in South Africa? Let's forget.
Which year they were born.
Yeah, wait. Have you seen single women in South Africa?
That are born in the 70s and the 80s, yes.
Are we living in the same country, guys? You guys, these statements of yours, have you seen? Like, just pause, ne? Pause a bit. Pause a bit. And imagine those single women that are catching taxis in a Louis Vuitton bag. That was bought by a married man, by the way.
They are in their late 80s and 90s, yes.
No, even in the early 2000s. Remember?
Oh, yes, 2000, of course.
They are women. They're not kids.
I'm talking 89 down.
Yeah.
They're not women enough.
Anyone above the age of 21 is a full-blown woman.
Okay, so remember we talked about the fact that we are all here to learn.
Yeah, that's why we're talking. Yes.
So in the case of I am 21 and what I'm learning is from Instagram, and the people at Instagram are doing some things that I am learning, then the chances are what? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to show my palms. And if those people say showing palms makes money, then I'm going to do that. And then I am going to believe those stuff. And we all know Instagram life is a lie. You buy the bag before you have a bed to sleep. But now let's talk about women who actually have children, who are taking care of proper families. Maybe they've already divorced once or twice. Those are the women who normally have a stable job, a career, and they've got things that can take care of themselves.
Yeah. Remember what you said, which was quite a powerful statement. You said the fact that they are stable doesn't mean they have money.
Yeah, but in the case of South Africa, at the current moment, the person who is in middle class only earns 6,000 rand. Imagine. What can you do with 6,000 rand a month? But that is what is called middle class in South Africa, which is like 30% only of the people in South Africa.
And
men and women.
People don't have.
Yes. So if you are 30% of the people in South Africa earn 6,000. 70% of the people in South Africa survive on less than 6,000 rand a month. You see, that's a problem. And then 1% is the one that are at 30,000. And then 0.5%, they are the only ones who can earn 80 grand up
and
to.
And then there's Javlile somewhere saying she's going to marry a rich man. From where? I mean, you've just given stats. Those stats tell me there's only a
few. So I love Jablile. You know what I love Jablile for?
Yeah.
She is aiming high, but I hope that she can realize that she's not going to find her father because her father left. That's why she's broke. If she had a father, she would be having a little bit of some sense in her. So now I hope Jablile finds out that all the men are broke and then she makes the money herself.
By the way, Jablile is a fictional name.
Yeah.
Okay, going back to that man
who's got money,
established he's got money, the dynamics of that relationship,
so now,
to the marriage,
yes. So this man is looking for a woman that doesn't have money.
Why is he looking for a woman who doesn't have money? Usually.
Yes, usually.
Something's the void of something.
If that woman does have money, he is going to ask her to stay at home. He's going to ask her
Yeah, I've heard guys say they don't want a woman who's working.
Yes, I play golf with those men. They'll tell you, Uguti, her car must be paid by me. Her nails must be paid. Like every single, her movement, her moving from the bathroom to the bedroom to the kitchen must be paid by him.
But it's a self-esteem issue.
That's what I'm saying. It's a need and demand situation, right? So he's got the money, but his money must make sure that he's got power. So if a person depends on you for every little thing, then you've got power over them, right? Now you're gonna marry a Busi that's gonna tell you she's going to do a podcast with a witness. A whole entire 2 hours you are gonna sit with witness and look in witness's eyes. That's
it's a problem. Awila.
Wenzani na witness for 2 hours nikhuluma in. You see.
Okay,
So he is gonna look for that Jabulile.
That's gonna listen. They say sit down, she's gonna sit.
Yes, and Jabulile will do that because Naya, she needs the money. So again, it's a give and take situation. Makes sense.
Yeah, but that means then black society is broken.
Why do you think I have a job?
Yeah. So you do, and that means it's broken in a sense that the manner in which we do things doesn't have a strategic direction behind it, right? We
are surviving.
Yes, we said back in the day, if a man wants to take a woman, obviously now he's got legacy in mind. He's thinking 20, 30, 40, 100 years from today, generations will be alive.
No, now I want the latest slave queen. And I'm ready to pay. And the slave queens have an amount per month. So the one who can afford the slave queens have an amount.
No, Mara, if you have self-esteem, you can get any beautiful woman you want.
Yeah, but you don't have a self-esteem. So
that's what the issue is.
Yes, you need somebody to give you the self-esteem.
And then at that time, the person is not aware that they don't have the self-esteem.
Yes, they just feeling in need.
How do these things then affect your business or career life? Let's say you're a woman, né? And now you are that Jabulile who wanted a wealthy man. Now you're in that environment, you're like, okay, it's not all that. I want to pursue my dreams. Now, purpose, direction. How does that now hinder Jabulile from going out, which is a fictional name, I say it again, going out to pursue their calling?
Yeah. So now 2 things can happen.
Right, guys, I'm sure you're watching this episode, and thank you for tuning in. On the 29th of June, you must remember that we've got the It's More Than Just Money Business and Property Seminar that we are hosting at the Polokwane Royal Hotel, which is in Polokwane. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. We had an amazing time in Witbank. We had amazing speakers, and we are going to be having amazing speakers in Polokwane as well. So if you haven't purchased your ticket, please contact our office on 062-766-5612 and arrange for your spot. Seats are limited, but we are looking forward to having you there. Our team is going to be preparing an amazing seminar session for you. I'll see you on the 29th of June at the Polokwane Royal Hotel. More Than Just Money. Continue watching the episode. Ciao, guys.
Jabulile, and this is also, it's not just about in the relationship. It can also even happen like you, unfortunately, as a Jabulile, we're just looking for a job and you find one, but it's a crappy job, but it pays your bills. And then you get to a time where you just notice that this is such a toxic job and it's not who you are. I studied IT. In my IT job, I was dying every day and it was paying very well. IT always pays good. But I wasn't that person and I was dying every day. But I had to let go. I had to make sure that I leave it and everything fell apart. So there will be a time where Jabulile has to face the truth of, I want my purpose. I know I'm not in this planet just to be used by somebody or be used by a job that is taking everything from. I have a lot of people who have mental health issues, depression, anxiety, because they're in jobs they hate. but they can't leave that job because I have a car to pay, I have a house to pay, I have a family to look after.
So by the same token, there are people in marriages they don't want to be in.
You have no idea. And then those are the people who come to me and say, you know what, actually I've got it. I know I'm going to lose my sanity.
Those ones who save money until, and then they start to say, yeah,
but which is fun. I mean, you're trying to save your mental health. And mental health at this point in this country, things are going very wrong there. Right. It's either you are in a relationship you hate so much, but you're sitting there because you don't know what you're going to do after this. You have a wife and you hate, and it happens a lot. You have a husband that you hate, but you must stay there because we are in community of property. Remember the pastors, when we were getting married, the pastor said, if you don't marry in community of property, the devil is in your marriage.
I said no.
Well, I mean, now you are better than us. Some of us, we just wanted to listen to the past. So,
how young were you when you got married?
23. I was quite young.
You knew nothing, chef. I was 25 though.
Well, I
knew.
I just thought I was correct.
Yeah.
Now, those people are in those situations, they don't have a way out. They are dying emotionally every day. So the day
Is that why the introduction of a side chick comes in?
Yeah, because then you just need a little bit of a happiness there. And everybody now has side anything. You know.
What's going on, really?
Because they are looking for their soulmates.
While they're married.
So they are married.
It's a mess, eh?
Yes, it is properly.
It's a mess. And now, looking at this mess and the fact that we've got children that we've brought into the world, and we obviously have to hand over to them a society that's functioning and that's better. What do you think are the things that we need to start doing on grassroots level, one-to-one relationship, men and women?
You know, one thing that I've seen a lot is that when you give the kids stability in terms of them being able to provide for themselves, you kill like 60% of the problem, even to 80, almost 70 to 80%. Because those kids will find their way easier if they can be able to take care of themselves. Because even just sometimes healing needs money, even. So sometimes you don't have the choice to heal because you don't have the ability to afford the healing.
So
Counseling is money. At church, they want money. At Sangomeni, they want money, right?
The
psychiatrist wants money. Yeah. So for you to really stay in a program where you're going to really get the healing, you'll have to invest some money to it. So if you do have...
By the way, even this podcast costs money.
Exactly. You see?
Yes. If you're watching this, you really... It costs us something. It might not... Or it will cost you that.
Well... Yeah, well, I guess yes. Then the time, of course, time is money because, I mean, if you are not watching a soap and you are watching this, then you are investing your time correctly. So now, if you can give your children stability and income and financial security, you are saving them from a lot of things. Then they can choose to heal.
Well, it's a decision now.
It is. Because you can't even force a person to it. That's why I always tell women, if you're going to find a man and you think I'm going to fix him, I'm going to take him to church, I'm going to take him to, I don't know where, I'm going to take him to Busi. He is not wanting this. It's your problem. And then most times, and it happens, I've seen it many times, and then the man heal and then he leaves and then you blame him.
He was at hospital. I couldn't exactly. He must go.
So you paid for the hospital bills and you feel like now I billed him, now he's gone. You see. So if we could allow our children to have, which again, we have to teach them something different about money. We did not understand how money works. We just knew that you needed to have pap and some whatever you are eating. And then that's it.
Are we saying now that marriage does not exist anymore? What are we saying about the traditional values of marriage and its role in society? Now, I mean, you looked at different age groups. You looked at the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. And then I asked you, I'm like, but if people are doing life the way we are doing it now, what then becomes the role and the value of marriage?
Okay, so let me talk about it in the spiritual sense. We have had 2,000 years of the Pisces age, which was the Jesus era, which was the era of doing things for others. Now, in 2022, we changed energies. We went to the Aquarius age. The Aquarius age is the age of rebellion. Everybody's saying, you know what? I've had enough of you.
In the Bible, they say it's the last days.
That's just saying there's no last days. There's always going to be a recycling. That's how life works. Everything gets recycled. So last day is your day. Your last day is it's the end of the world.
For you.
Because that's the only thing that actually exists is you. You are the only one here. So the day your life ends is the end. But life as it is, it's always going to be like this. So we have just entered the Aquarius age. And the Aquarius age, that's why about 2000, they are giving us hell.
Yeah, but it's only black 2000s.
No. Now then...
But here's the point I'm making.
What? Which point?
The point I'm making...
Well, there's more black people in this country, so...
No, you know what?
White.
You have to look at things phenomenally, even when you look at Africa and how things are designed. Black people have a problem. And the fact that
white
we are
people
not...
also have problems.
No. I'm not saying they don't have problems.
Okay.
Understand what
There's problem.
They have problems, of course. Have you seen a white kid stab a teacher in this country? In South Africa?
All right. No.
Have you seen them stab a teacher?
No.
Okay, slap a teacher?
No. Yeah.
You've never seen
really.
it. Black people have a problem.
Okay.
And instead of us seeing it, sometimes we laugh about it and say, no, even white people have it. No, they don't.
Well, they have other problems,
really don't.
But they are not those ones.
Yeah, but our problems are severe to the point where a child that's 16, 17 is going to slap a teacher, stab a teacher. And then we say, no, white people have got those problems. And then we don't realize even the culture of twerking in white schools. And that's why we take our kids to white schools. You know it, I know it. You take a kid to Crawford, there's no twerking there at Crawford. You will be expelled very fast.
True.
But go to Tembisa High there.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Okay.
Is it not black kids?
Yeah. So,
and Mina, I'm saying the issue sometimes as black people, we're not taking time to say black people need to solve black problems.
Yes. And there's a lot of stuff we've been through. Hence now, everybody is sick and tired. And it's manifesting in this whole horror that we are seeing. So now, and I mean, we could go back very before apartheid started. Well, we probably had less problems then. Then apartheid came, and then after apartheid, there was too much
democracy.
So, but then again, like
No, I don't mean democracy, too much democracy in the sense that apartheid was good. I mean in the sense that even the hand of parents was relaxed. The involvement of black parents in black children's life was more relaxed. During apartheid, the mother would be home while the father is working, right? At least one parent, even though things were tough.
Yeah.
But at least one parent was constant and they were home.
Well, back then, tough things were not, we didn't have a problem of things are tough. I mean, I remember where I grew up, I mean, there was never sometimes food, but we did not think we were the problem. But now Instagram is telling you must have an iPhone. So iPhone and a plate of food, our standards are too high.
That's a man bed.
Yes.
Ulala pants.
Exactly.
But I want an iPhone.
And our Instagram people we follow, they go and they say they are coming out of aeroplanes that I have been parked there for so long. And and we want to be in those aeroplanes.
I saw something like that.
They have not even been on that.
There's a jet, but it's covered. The turbines are covered.
So the standard is going high every day.
But why? You see, that's why
I'm saying to
why?
You, we've entered another season of life. And
why the season is Shavuta Kickpen?
Well, I mean, we are talking about Potaki now.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Why is this season? Let's say it's a season of rebellion, right?
Yes. What are we rebelling from?
And why is this rebellion or this season hitting seemingly?
Because we have not taken time to fix the problems that we had in the past. So these kids saw the mother being beaten up, saw the father drinking every day. So now they are just acting out of that hate, which we never at this time got the chance to fix it with them. Hence, I'm saying, if we give our children enough stability so that they can heal, because they need healing. Everybody in this country needs, well, in this continent, needs serious healing. From stuff that is huge, that we literally came out with out of our mother's wombs.
Okay.
It's trauma, serious one.
We've got a few minutes left. I want to ask you this question and perhaps give you a chance to help someone. Then we've defined the black problem, right? So let's take it and say, I see black people are doing this. What do I now as an individual do for myself? So I want us to take it from it's like this to what can I do for myself to heal? If someone is watching this, they must say it's general.
No.
There must be some form of personal accountability and say, this must work for me.
So the first thing that I will say, this I have seen in my life, my personal life, the best relationship you will have is with yourself. If you are going out there looking for a relationship for money, for stable emotions, for ego issues and this and this and this, just know that something is very wrong with you. If you are crying for it, I mean, I've seen December, the way women were going live and crying that there are no men. I don't know where they live. They were crying, saying there's no men, they're finished. They are not whatever. If you are...
they mean quality, man.
Yeah, really.
We are few.
Well, then they shouldn't be crying, because then they could just become quality women and match with the quality men. It's so bad. Now, the best relationship you will have, first, it with yourself. Okay? If you fix that, and that is probably the most biggest problem we are all facing, we do not know how to have a better relationship with ourselves. Number two, the relationship you will have that is more important than that is number two. That's second is the relationship you have with mind. Number three is the relationship you have with health.
Self, money, and health.
You fix those three things, you will finally live in heaven. And heaven and earth is here.
You create it for yourself.
Exactly. You manifest it for yourself. So if you're going to invest time and money in healing the relationship you have with yourself, don't blame your mother, don't blame your father, don't blame your husband who left you, don't blame your wife who left you, don't blame your friends who are fake, don't blame your boss who did this.
Wife who left me, I don't blame you, man.
Yes, fair enough. Don't blame your boss, don't blame your whoever. Even the people who have abused you and all of that, you need to heal. Because once you've done that, you will no longer be held. The key of your happiness and your future is no longer in those people's hands. My husband left me now, whoever left me, my parents. Then you're giving those people the key to your freedom. If you heal that relationship, do it. And that is going to save you a lot of problems. Number two, if you're broke, you're going to have a horror story here.
How can they fix their brokenness? Financial brokenness, I guess. How can that person individually fix it?
So, lack is a spirit that can function within you. If you are functioning from lack, you could get the best job. And I've seen people who earn 120K a month and they're still in debt. That person is functioning from lack because when they were 15, their mother told them, we are a family who can afford. You are earning 100, you are a doctor that is earning 200K a month, but you're in so much debt. Doctors, you have no idea how in debt they are. They can't even afford to take a day off. That's how much in debt they are. But they're making the most money. But you are functioning from the spirit of lack. You leave a job that pays you little and you go and you start a business that makes more money, but you cannot afford to pay your own medical aid. You cannot afford to pay your own car. You then need to go back to that job because you are functioning from the lack. So, but what is the lack coming with? It coming with lessons. The moment you take the time to heal that lack in your life, you break through to do all the things that you can do, which you have got the ability to do, which you've got the mind to do it. So many Black people are so intelligent, but we are functioning from lack. So that is why, I take people through the coaching that the programs that I do. I wrote a book just to help a person heal from that lack mindset, it's a mindset and it's a problem. You can have all the money you want and it will finish in 2 days. You can even win the lottery, it will still finish in 3 months and you will be at that show, that show. So
I won't promote it, but I know the show you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is a lack mindset that we need to fix. And of course, there's so many things that we can do to fix that. As much as the first one, the relationship you have with yourself, there's so many things.
I feel like if you fix the first one,
yes,
the relationship with yourself, it's a lot easier to navigate money.
Exactly.
Because knowledge of self is the most powerful.
Because you know why you are as a planet. You know why. I mean like that. I had to learn astrology because I was just angry at God. And I was just like, God, you can't give me all these things. I'm so young. Why am I going through this? Why am I losing 40 million? Why am I going through all this? And when I learned astrology, I understood that there was a journey I was working. And then the moment I had okay, fine, this is happening. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. And then I was now ready for things in my life. And then when the opportunities time was there, I also took care of those opportunities and did not run from them anymore. So awareness of who you are, which is number one, is so important. Know what is happening in your life. Do not be a victim of these things because it's a surprise. It's a shock.
Yeah. And then the last one is health.
It's health.
Maybe we can summarize it and say, if, for instance, you were meant to live for 80 years, right? And then every year you will make, let's not make it big, $1 million. You'd be worth 80 million by the time you die. But if you don't take care of yourself and die at year 20, you only have 20 million rand. So in my summary on the health is wealth thing, it always boils down to that you must take care of yourself.
Your energy is what you put in. As much as all the other things that like what you watch, what you listen to, who is your friend, who you're sleeping with, who is your, who do you tell your problems to, who is you spiritually in your life, what all those things counts to something. But what you can control is what goes into your mouth.
What you eat.
So if you are eating things that are low vibrational, you're going to get anxiety, stress, this and this and this and this. And once you get into a habit of no longer be able to regulate your habits of what you eat and what you not, then you know you have a problem. Then call me. Then we need to talk.
Oh, call Busi and eat properly. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Fine.
Hey, it was an interesting conversation. I don't want to lie.
Well, I hope somebody got enlightened some way.
Yeah.
They found something that starts to make sense.
Of course. And if we offended you, we are sorry, ne? Hopefully the offense causes you to think and causes you to take certain actions in your life. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Winner Circle on the It's More Than Just Money Movement channel. Please remember to click on that subscribe button, click on that notifications bell, comment, let us know what your thoughts are, and share this video with as many people as you can. From me and my team, and Busi, broadcasting this episode from Johannesburg, South Africa. More Than Just Money. See you in the next episode. Ciao, ciao.
Yay. Thank you, guys.